So that's 9 to 12:30 a.m. So si Sir Serge and Sir Roel are also handling the same schedule but different groups. So now we're at 62 students.
Si Jay,
On my
unsa ang
classes, 20 ka students ako. So that's about 3 classes na.
so si Jay is morning? Morning si Jay?
Si Sir J kay afternoon po.
Ah, so si Brother Bella o si Jay ang afternoon.
Wala na si Ma'am Aris, no?
Si Ma'am
Nasa
Aris na
second year.
kuha na.
Pero
Second year.
si Joakim na alagi. Si Chim Chim ba?
Oo, na siya. I think, ang boto. Kung may kuhan, ni Yes ba siya? Wala.
Dugay na naman si Chim Chim gi-appeal lang, pero I don't know unsa may yo man siya. Buti nga na siya ba? Sa manis
Wala pa. Mga tanatang kuhan. Chair. Sige. Anyway, it's 9:03. We have about 3 classes. It's supposed to be 5 classes man kay group, at least 5 classes. Group 5 man nakasuwat sa akong faculty load. So siguro 3 classes ta sa morning and 2 sa afternoon. Ato lang na i-confirm. Anyway, mo share kong screen. Share screen. Hide. Okay, so nag-share na siya. Ako lang po ni-record sa ko ang OBS. Supposed to be na camera mo gawas diri, pero I don't know why it's not working today. Ako lang po i-record diri, kaya usay hinay mang Google Classroom. Good. Anyway, sige. So good morning everyone. Thank you Neil for sharing the link, and also si Paul. So they're from USCARS. And I tapped their help because lisod man na we don't know each other, and then I think most of us know each other. But what I group. So first things first, please join this Facebook group. Para lang natin murag one place where we can all make announcements. I'll put this in the chat. So this is the Facebook group of last year's third years. You can see their work here, but your projects will be different from last year. So we know you don't have to worry about copying the same problem. You'll have different problems. Okay, next, I see people joining in now. Let me just, where are those notifications coming in? I should be here. Okay. Loading, approve. So once you are approved, you can add your other classmates. I think this is San Carlos, and you just need to double check San Carlos. We've been getting strange requests from non-San Carlos students who want to join. Anyway, add yourselves. So I added for the first batch. So you guys can add other people, and then now we'll talk about our syllabus. So kanigaguan yun ako ni. So AR3100s focused on kanang high density, medium to high density na commercial buildings. Because informed me from Sir Troy Alizaga, you guys focus on residential. It was I think, what was your first plate? I can't remember, but the second plate was a subdivision project. But now this year you'll be focusing on commercial projects. So ang pasabot din na community and basically public buildings. So it's not private buildings. So a commercial building is open to the public, not just one person, but a group of people working and using that building. So let me zoom in a bit here. So your requirements will be 2 design projects similar to last sem. You'll have you have to do the research, the schematic design, the preliminary design, and then the final design. And then we will have 2 departmental examinations. Yeah, everything is written here on your syllabus. Oh, wait, I didn't publish it. Sorry. Let me go back to modules. I should publish it. Publish. Okay, everything's published. I forgot. Okay, balik na. And then over here is also your scheduled activities and rubrics for your final preliminary and finals submissions. For research and schematic, I'm letting the teachers use their own rubrics. But for preliminary and finals, we're all using the same rubric. This is the one we used last year put. Anyway, so this is our week. Last week was our week 1 adjustment week, and this is our week 2, August 23 to 27. So this will be our introduction to our first project. I will show you later. And then our submissions for and deadlines will be, I left it flexible, but I have some official dates here on my on the problem itself, which I will be sharing with you guys in a few seconds. And then after that, the schematic week, preliminary design week, also known as design development. Just need to note that because like internationally, it's called design development when you're nearing the end of the final drawings. And then final drawings, I allotted like 2 weeks. That's week 6 and week 7. That's September 20 to October 1. We can be flexible. Like if you guys need more time with the preliminary drawings, we can just adjust that. Just more like a guide. And also take note, our departmental exam will be around October 4 to October 8, one of these days. And then we can't do it like on a weekend because of like the online learning, and then we don't want to add more stress because everyone's already like online 24/7. So most likely the departmental exam will be during our class time between October 4th to October 8th. So it could be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We'll still like figure that out, depending on how you guys go with your outputs. And then after that, we have another 7 weeks. So the first project is 5 weeks. The second project is 7 weeks. So this will be more detailed, bigger. And then departmental exam will be on December 6 to 10. So we take note lang, let your parents know, let your families know na October 4 and 8, big exam week. And then December 6 to 10, also another exam week. So this is just the week before the actual kanang midterm week, because we were instructed not to combine the departmental exam into the actual, what do you call this, midterms and finals week para di mo ma-overloaded. Okay, and then you notice here, December 13 to 17, I put it down as free in case something happens and I like unexpected holidays or whatever, not I 1 week extra to sort of adjust for the second plate. But the first plate is pretty much solid na. So everything should be done by October 8th, at least for the midterms. Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, we can show your first plate. Okay. Oh, any questions? If you have any questions, please type in the chat box or use your microphone, etc., etc. Okay, let me zoom in a bit here. So your first plate will be a 6-story office building located near Ayala Terraces in Cebu. All right, so over here we have an example of like what it would be like. Like this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5-story like commercial building in India. So something like that. Una siyang expected output. So your drawings will be, you need an exterior perspective, floor plans, 4 elevations, 2 sections, and a kanang diagrams for, we're still like, I guess you can change it. But I think more focused as a mechanical drawings because the structural will be visible in your plans. I think plumbing is also another thing because you can do that a lot kanang, easier with Revit. The previous year didn't really have time to like explore Revit, but I think this year we will have like more time to explore Revit. So if as much as possible we try to incorporate plumbing and mechanical diagrams into our final submissions due October 1 over here. So these are the concrete dates na. So research should be submitted on September 3. Let me open up my calendar here. So that's next Friday. So you guys have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 8 days, like a week and a half to do your research. Schematic design is September 10. That's let's see, September 10, that's the next Friday after that. And then, let's see, September 24 for preliminaries over here. And then October 1 for the final design over here. So that's about 3 weeks total, 5 weeks total for the project, 2 weeks for preliminary, and another 1 week for final. Okay, and also very important, submissions will be on Canvas now, at least for all the teachers in design. And try to keep your file sizes between 5 to 10 MB because anything higher really makes it difficult to open and maglisod big check. So palihog lang, keep it under 5 to 10 MB, 10 MB max. All right, so now design brief. Oh, I can also share this with you guys. Let me just download this into a PDF. I'll put it onto our Facebook group. Approve. I'll just approve all. And I approve all na button home. So let me upload this here. Add file, choose file, first plate, open. Okay. Okay. So design brief, you'll be designing a low-rise commercial building, provide spaces for bank, retail, and offices. So we have some samples here. Let me zoom in a bit more. So these are office buildings that were like built in the Philippines back in the 1970s. So you see here the dates. This is the Enzo building. Most of them are from, or like all of them are from Manila. We have a few in Cebu, but this was a kanang event or like exhibit I joined last year. So we documented the historical buildings in Manila, especially those built in the kanang modernist style or like those built in the 1970s. So you can see that these types of buildings have been around since the 70s or like post World War II. Very popular, this kind of style, like international style. I think we still see a lot of these kinds of buildings, and then but more ni evolves into the postmodern style, very like abstract forms and kanang much more kanang decorated exterior, less kanang brutalism and more kanang I guess more McDonald'sy is how I would explain it, but I'm not an expert on architectural theory. So let me just quickly read this for you guys. So for those who don't like reading, the office building has been a staple of cities since Industrial Revolution. So now your task is to like innovate, create something new, but also at the same time, I would like to see something kanang that's that also has some Filipino characteristics. So meaning you're using local materials, you're taking into account the local climate to create something new and innovative. Because like the biggest complaint with the office buildings today, not just here in the Philippines but internationally, they tend to not be very kanang aware of its own context. So it's always glass, which sometimes doesn't work for climates with drier and hotter temperatures. It's okay for the colder climates, but the hotter climates not so much. Maybe you can incorporate some of these like or like modern, like not modernized, but make a new version of these sun baffles, eaves, some kind of architectural treatment that will help solve that climate problem. Okay, and the design requirements are here. So I have a draft. I did the massing myself, so that's why I have these percentages. So it should fit onto the site, which I will show you later. Anyway, bank requirements. This will be about 720 square meters. This will take half of the ground floor and half of the second floor. You will need to include these spaces, so public spaces like lobbies, tellers, check form, writing desks, operational spaces. These are private, meaning for the bank employees only. Fireproof records vault, safety deposit vault, etc. Office spaces, and then kalista na tanan, different office spaces. It's also private, like for the people of the bank only. Okay. So you're familiar now with your research materials like time saver building standards for building types, and then just do a bit more research. The tricky thing about the bank is that a lot of its spaces, they don't publish it online. Like it's always like, because it's a bank, there's money there. They don't want to put out their floor plans because, like, thieves. And then retail space, about 360 square meters. This will also be on the ground floor. So on the ground floor of your building, you'll have a bank and like a small like 7-Eleven retail area. And then above the bank will be your office spaces. So this will be 8 units, about 190 square meters each. And then you need to like design it in a way that it's flexible, meaning no permanent partitions. I'll show you examples of that in a few minutes. Next, you also need to calculate parking as you did before, but now it'll be a little bit more complicated because it's a commercial building and you have to go through building code sections 7 and 8 to determine how much parking you need. All right. Also, once you determine how much parking you need, you only need to use 50% because I did it. And then if you use the 100%, it's going to take up a lot of space. So just to make it easier for you guys and and myself, I'm only requiring 50%, and then we're throwing the other 50% to Ayala because that's our scenario. Also, I'm letting you guys decide your kana, or I'm letting you and your teachers, whoever your teachers are, decide who your client will be, because I want it to be like open-ended that you guys can choose your client, at least in my class, but your teachers might have like something else in mind. So this is the advantage of having different teachers that have like different perspectives and different kanang sort of ways of tackling this problem. So this is the site here. Let me open that up in like Google Maps. Let's see, maps. Is it up? Okay. Oops, not that one. So it's about 1,890 square meters, not that big, 44 by 40. It's basically a square. And then let me show it here. So it's this open lot here, basically this parking area. I'll put it in 3D. So that's, can I put the measure distance? Okay. So this side here. So that's highlighted by my like rectangle there. Okay. So take into account the design of the surrounding buildings. Make sure your design complements and not like distracts from the existing buildings. You're trying to add something, not take away something from the area. So you have Ayala Terraces here, and then the Ayala FGU Center to your west, and the kaning small park, like before you go into the terraces, to your east. You have Mindanao Avenue to the north, and Bilaran Road, sorry, not Banilan, Bilaran Road to your south. Okay, so that's the site. Those are the dimensions na gimodel ni Sir Ruel na musirado gyud ang tanan corners in Revit, so we can be sure that these dimensions are accurate. And then over here you have the images of the site, like highlighted in red. Okay, now let's look at some kanang bank spaces. So for the most part, what we're expecting is something like this, or what I'm expecting anyway. Your teachers might have something else in mind. Now, if you've ever been to a commercial bank in a mall, that's basically the space that's like open to the public. That's the, let me zoom up here. That's the lobby, the tellers, the check form, and writing desk. Basically where you wait in line to get your bank activities done. And then over here at the back, this will be the kanang private spaces. You see a small office here. I'm thinking something like this, but with a vault. So the vault designs will be, you can find them online. You can find them in Time Saver Building Standards. So this is just sort of to prime you for like what I'm expecting for you guys to make. So something like this, let me open this in new tab. Okay, it's sending me through multiple links. So I just want this. So for example, this is like the main entrance down here. We have tellers over here, personal bankers, the safe deposit vault. So safe deposit vault is kind of like, it's basically a vault. I don't know how else to explain it. Yeah, but your toilet's over here. I think this is the more public area here, and this is the work area here, because this is the teller. So we're basically looking at the employee entrance. So drive up teller, workroom. So you can tell this is the back of the house, the private space, and this is the public space up here. So it's more kanang, especially in the newer banks, it's more kanang casual, where you each have a desk. So it's not as tight as like what we see here, like in the BPI, maybe in the bigger branches. Try to think like of a balance between a big bank and a small bank with the space that's required with this kind of lot. 1,890. Try to maximize the space, and like a better utilized space will result in a better grade. Okay, let me close that. Let me close this. And then for the office part, it will look something like this. So I'm still deciding whether we include like the office furniture, but that I think I will like see how fast you guys can draft, how much time we have, because just designing the ground floor bank is like challenging enough for me, the ground floor and the retail space. But maybe you can have, because the office spaces will be typical, maybe you'll have enough time to also draw the kind of office furniture. So I found here a listing for office space in BPI Corporate Tower. This is also good because it's near Ayala. And you can see the floor plan here. So they don't have the floor plan for the ground floor because that's where the bank is, or like an office space. Yes, there's something here in the ground floor that they can't show. But notice that for their like office space, the columns are arranged in a way na dili siya mo block for any kind of like any kind of development na mahitabo diri sa office area. So that's what I mean by open or like flexible planning. So making sure that there are no awkward columns anywhere, and each of these units, let me just zoom in. So you see unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, etc. Oops. All the columns are designed away so they can arrange their office furniture any way they like. And that's kind of the same kind of thinking when you're designing a room for a house. You don't want the columns in the middle of the room. You just want to put them like as much as possible in the sides or in the periphery. And also notice how they design the utility spaces. Everything is together. The elevators are next to the fire exits. The fire exits are next to the public toilets. And remember, because this is a, what do you call this, a multi-story building, you'll need to have at least two exits, two fire exits. So most likely you'll come up with something like this, but you can also adjust it or make it better by increasing the distance between the two fire exits. That way it's more efficient, because usually supposed to be the fire exit out into the outside of the building, and so, meaning they don't have to go through a hallway inside the building. But I think they have like variants for this. That's why it's in the center. So as much as possible, fire exit should exit directly outside the building. It's meaning they don't have to go through a hallway. The logic behind that is, what if the fire is in the hallway and then matrap ang mga tao? So much better if the fire exits are like closer to the outside of the building rather than in the center. So that's something you guys should research on. Okay, so it's 9:25. I guess I can do a bit of share some samples of what good research is, because you guys are going to do research. I think for your group, you're already familiar with the research process, but let me just find some samples from last semester. So where is it? AR3100, I think this is it. Let's look at the grades. Preliminary, hospital research. Oh, let's look at AR3100 because this is a bit messy. 3200, 3200, AR3200. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, it's not here. Weird. Well, because it's closed for next sem. Anyway, let's look at something like this. So what we're expecting now from your research, let's look at, I thought that's a 100. So this is what, at least for my class, what I think good research should be. The title page, introduction. So they're not just copy pasting standards, although it looks like it over here, but they summarize it, because like we had to design a hospital for AR3100 last sem, and this is really a summarized version of all the different dimensions that DOH provided us with. So this is very good. Basically, as much as possible, avoid copy pasting and just summarize all the important dimensions. and like what do you call this? Condense the information to something that's easy to read, and then it's well organized. So that's what good research is. So starting out with dimensions, and then case studies of example hospitals that you think are applicable for your like concepts, and then section here on extended emergency facility, which was part of the design brief. So I think how you will organize your research for this project, like you'll have research on the spaces. So number one, the space requirements for the bank, for the retail, and the offices. So you can put them in like 3 different sections of your research. And then sort of at the end, you can have, so they have like site selection here. We won't have that this project, but probably in the next project. And then, so you have your bank, retail, and offices. And then at the end, you can like sort of discuss your concept for what you think a innovative Filipino office building will be like, because that's what I'm requiring over here. And then you can also, if you have any questions, discuss, feel free to ask me or your design teachers. I think that's basically it. So postmodernism, blah, blah, blah. So any questions? Stop percentage. Any questions or duka power na overwhelmed na? Hello? Hello guys, are you there? Amo na ni.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi sirs.
Di na sila maningog.
Di na kuan pa, nag-start up pa. Pangpagana.
I don't know if they're here. Sir Serge.
Nakamute si Sir Serge. Si brother.
Nakamute ko. Nagsige na pag-sulit eh. Okay, someone.
All right, I think Morato, very quick design brief. I want my questions.
Any questions? Please type it in. If you are shy or you don't want to open your camera, just type in a chat.
Mag-get to know you sa tao eh. Come on, guys.
Yeah, if you can, guys, open your camera or something.
Maski kadjot lang. Para lang confirm na nakuha ninyo ang message. All right, Nasbella. All right, so
Nice,
okay na.
nice to see some human faces.
Unsa man, wala ra, absorb ba sa kuan problem? Any questions? Comments? Somebody comment. Okay, we got one. Good morning, Sir Ferrugia. Are we going to use all the chapters? What do you mean all the chapters? Like last time, we only went until chapter 3. Oh, this is more kanang not research, but more like kanang gathering data, not the official like thesis format na research. At least for this first plate. So next plate will be more detailed now because this is how we did it last semester. So basically just get your design, your space requirements for the bank, the retail, and the office spaces. Summarize them. Don't just copy paste from building types and putting it into your research. Discuss how did you get those information? Why do you think that's important? And then, so basically for this research, which is only like a week, there'll be like 4 parts: the bank space, the office space, the retail space, and then how your concept to how you will do your office building. So we got a comment here from Brother Bella. See you all 2:30.
This is just for my group.
Yes,
so
for your group.
Because our class is in the afternoon, so I see that some of them are already here. That's nice. But
okay.
In the afternoon, we will have our group meeting.
Okay, good. Sige.
This is, by the way, individual work.
Individual, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Those who are under me, I place a Google Classroom link, just in case.
Oh yeah, mag-breakout tayo to our separate kanang groups for further discussion.
Yeah. Please add the Google what do you call that? The Google Classroom link there. I already posted that one for those people under my class. Let's meet today after this. Okay, just in case if you have any questions.
Sige. Eh, murag mo breakout na kay murag wa na say questions. Those in my group, stay lang sa, and then we can like discuss further what we're going to do. Okay. For group 4 and Adri, so this is, so in the morning it's group 5, 4, and what's your group number name, Sir Ruel?
Group 3.
3. Okay, 3.
Um,
So 3, 4, and 5 are in the morning, and probably 1 and 2 are in the afternoon.
True.
Yes. Okay. Sige. So I guess I'll stop recording here.
Please